On today's episode of Adventures of Lamati, I'm going to talk about why I don't have a publishing house or even an LLC, as well as why you won't be seeing any God Queen swag anytime soon. Hello, Lieblings, I'm Mari, author of the space opera The God Queen, who's been living in southern Germany since 2014. Today, I'm going to talk about why I published The God Queen under my own name and why there's no swag. But before we get started, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That lets me and YouTube know you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it. The big reason why I don't have a publishing house is because I live in Germany and the tax laws are just a little different. You see, in order to become an author in Germany, you have to register yourself as self-employed. There are two ways to be self-employed. The first one is freelance, freiberuflich, or trade, Gewerbe. So mostly authors fall under freelance because you're kind of selling knowledge. Like trade usually requires a physical object. Even though I am selling a book, I'm not physically putting the book together. I have a distributor for that. On the other hand, I have a friend of mine who distills bottles and sells his own schnapps or gin, and he is registered as trade because he actually physically does this himself. The difference really has to do with an Umsatzsteuer, which is kind of an extra tax added to the goods required to make the product. Again, with the book, you don't have an Umsatzsteuer because you're not physically making the book yourself. Though ironically, ebooks did have an Umsatzsteuer for a while, which is really weird. Unfortunately, that did change right before the publication of The God Queen. And as a result of being self-employed, especially as a freelance, you have to register under your own name. You cannot be like, oh, I'm author ML Tishner and I have my own publishing house. No, it has to be under my own legal name. Therefore, that's my company name. It's really very simple. If I had lived in the States, I would have gone for the whole LLC route, mostly because Americans are very prone to lawsuits, unlike Germans who aren't really. So there's not really a need for an LLC. So now you understand why I am an author as freelance. The thing is though, like it does limit me. If I want to sell signed copies of my book or open a Redbubble shop, I would then technically need to file under Gewerbe, under trade, because now I'm starting to physically give out these physical copies. Because if I sell a signed book, it would come directly from me and not from my random distributor. Ironically though, with Redbubble, it's still print on demand just like with the books. Like I'm still just uploading a design, which I have a lot of designs for, but there's still a physical, I don't think German laws have quite adapted to how production is being done, as well print on demand in general. I don't think they've have quite caught up with that, but it'll get there eventually. But unfortunately, that is how it looks at the moment. Simply, when I do get to the point that I want to start selling signed copies of my books, as well as a swag shop, I would then have to change my status from freiberuflich freelance to trade Gewerbe. And it's not hard. I mean, the whole process has actually been very easy. And I went and I talked to a tax lawyer here in Germany, and they've been really cool and explaining everything. And yeah, they're wonderful. And hopefully I will be able to work with this one. But unfortunately, we're also inheriting the family farm, and so that will mean our taxes will be even crazier, and we do need a tax lawyer who specializes in farm taxes. And unfortunately, the tax lawyer I talked to does not specialize in farm taxes, so unfortunately. And don't get me started with having to then do all this all over again when I have to fill out my American taxes. Yeah, there'll be another episode for that later. I'm just trying to, get the hang of doing taxes in a foreign country, as well as publishing a book, and, take things one step at a time. And that is one thing, you're going to really take away from this episode is really take your time, because burnout is real, guys. And if you try to take on too much, especially if you're living in a foreign land where everything's in a foreign language, where even the, native German speakers have a hard time with, bureaucratic German. So Take your time, guys. Take your time. If you're not ready for a certain like aspects or a certain step in the things you want to accomplish, don't worry about it. It doesn't all have to be done now, which is how I feel right now. I want to open a swag shop. I have designs ready. I'm super excited about it. If any of you who have seen any of my prizes, those on my street team definitely know about like the swag and the prizes that I have come up with using Vistaprint. But I want to sell these things. I'm quite proud of these designs, but it's something that I have to, you know, take my time in accomplishing. So anyway, that's it for today. It's a rather short episode, but I did want to touch on this topic. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and hit that like button, thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up. Lets me know that you like this kind of content and you want to see more. Please leave a comment below if you have any comments, questions, concerns about this channel. Mostly if there's especially if there's any topics you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. The God Queen is available in both paperback and ebook, and it would make an awesome Christmas present. Wink, wink, wink. I have all the links for everything below. And be sure to connect with me on social media, whether through Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Also, check out my newsletter, where you will get the most up-to-date information on books, projects, pugs, and giveaways. Just for subscribing, you'll get a free character sheet to use, as well as the first 6 chapters of my debut space opera, The God Queen. And that's it for today. Until next time, ade!